Hold on, we're not supposed to shine it. Boom, there it is. You guys can hear me over this, right? Just give me a couple more seconds. Enjoy the nice, pretty views while I'm setting up everything I need to do to get ready for tonight's show. Hopefully everyone have a good time. It's always great seeing everybody come together. You guys can hear me off. Just think happy little clouds. Just happy little clouds with happy little raindrops. How's the audio, guys? Can you guys hear my voice? We are live, right? Welcome everybody to the show tonight. I see Matt Cundiff's in the room. Lauren, Johnny Drone Flyer, Art Code Drone, Dustin, Gene Fox is here with us tonight. Of course, Idaho Quadcopter. That's Marcus. He's our special guest tonight. Sunrise Water Media, Chris, I see you there. I'm distorting. Son of a bitch. It's always Chris that calls me out. Let's turn the gain down. See if that's a little better. And I think we're ready to. Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Good evening. I am Sean Oz, and tonight we have Marcus in the chat with me, and I want to talk about a few things specifically, and that is one of the reasons I wanted to have Marcus join me tonight. Some of you guys know him, and the ones that do not, his channel name is Idaho Quadcopter, and as you could probably tell by the name of his channel, he has a lot to do with drones, which most of you in the chat already know that. How you doing?
Pretty darn good, Sean. Gosh, thank you for having me on. Yeah, I mean, it's all about drones all the time.
Nothing wrong with that. I wanted to have you on. Last week I had a little bit of a rough spell, and I didn't have any guests, so I didn't have anyone to interview. I wanted to try to get back on track with interviewing. So obviously we're going to talk about drones, and you're into action cameras and stuff, and that's another reason I wanted to have you on tonight. I have the Insta360 Go 2 on its way to me, and I thought you'd get a kick out of that. I don't know if you bought that yet.
Yeah, well, so I actually used that camera for the first time just a couple days ago. I'm still kind of getting it figured out, and it's the first time, Sean, that I've used that editor that they give you, because it gives you that whatever that half moon shaped video, and then you have to choose what aspect ratio you want and what level of stability you want. But it works quite well, and it's a tiny little thing. The other thing is I struggled a little bit. I use a PC, so uploading the video off of the camera to the PC is a little bit weird, but you want to make sure that you use the OTG cable that they supply. I tried some other ones, even like GoPro cables and stuff, and it didn't work. So you got to use the one that they give you. At least that was my experience.
No, I'll test that out for sure.
Yeah.
I'm actually interested because I think it would make a cool little camera. Like I always have to attach my GoPro here to record my thumbs and things like that, and that first person kind of view, and just to have that with a magnet just on your shirt, I think that would be a killer use of it for our channels. Not to mention sticking it into weird places, and well, that sounded funny, but yeah,
Hey, whatever works.
yeah, there's all kinds of places you could stick it.
Yeah.
And yes, it is Marcus's 65th birthday today. Before I would get too far, let's wish Marcus a happy birthday. As I spent some time doing a little research on this, and let's see if I can share this with you. And I'm sure you can see what it is, but
well, the sound didn't exactly come through there, so I assume they were singing "Happy Birthday."
oh, you kidding me? The sound didn't share. Oh,
Yeah.
well, then let me stop that and let's do that again because
Okay.
somebody should have said that. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I must have forgot to hit the little share audio, so we'll do that again. Just maybe not as long this time.
Got it.
Damn. Oh man, I had it all queued up and everything. Is the sound working now?
Yes. That's great.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Hey, I lived through the 80s, man, the punk rock phase. Absolutely.
I probably got a copyright hit, but that's okay. It was worth it for your birthday.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you
No
very
worries.
much.
Now, I want to tell you a little fact I found out about the birthday song. So I looked and did some research. That's why you didn't see me on the other show earlier. I didn't get over to Drone Nation because I was busy researching birthday stuff for you. And I'm curious, did you know that Warner Brothers, for many years, from I think they got it in 1988, held the rights to the Happy Birthday song and used to sue people left and right if they used it in TV, radio, wherever, movies. And that's a big part of the reason that you used to see, or do still see to this day, weird versions of Happy Birthday in movies and TV.
Yeah, because they don't want to pay that copyright fee, isn't that?
Oh yeah,
weird?
because it's anywhere from $1,500 to $100,000 to use it on TV or something like that. And this is where it gets interesting, Marcus, is they used to make $2 million a year off the use of the Happy Birthday song. And then the reason they got it is back in 1988, they bought a small publishing company that had a song, which music was the music we're all familiar with for Happy Birthday. Although the lyrics were something else. And they bought that publishing company. This song was created, I think, in 1893 or somewhere around there. And the song that we all know Happy Birthday to wasn't actually with the lyrics of Happy Birthday. So it started out, and I actually got that queued up here. Let me see if I can do this one correctly the first time. So I thought you'd find this all interesting since it was your birthday. And since I can't send you a birthday gift, I just did some birthday research. So let's listen to that and see, you can hear the difference.
Good morning to all. Composed by sisters
Tell me there's
Mildred
audio.
and Patty Hill. You'll probably recognize the tune.
Is the audio working?
Yes.
Now, somewhere along the way, the lyrics of Happy Birthday were created by someone. But here's the catch. The lyrics were never copyrighted. So the song, combined with the Happy Birthday lyrics, didn't belong to anyone.
And so then I don't want to play too much of it, but a small publisher or movie person, like independent movie person, found out that the song had different lyrics, ended up suing Warner Brothers. And in, I think it was 2015, they actually sued them and won the case. And now Warner Brothers had to actually go back and release it. And now, I'm not sure what the final results were, but there's a chance that they had to go back and pay back all the money that they made off the song.
Oh my God.
And that was my research on happy birthday to Marcus.
Well, wouldn't you just love to own something that was copyrighted like that would bring you in a revenue stream for doing nothing?
Money while you're sleeping, right?
That would be something, wouldn't it? Yeah.
So how was your birthday?
Good. I went out and flew a drone today. You know, it was a piece of crap drone, but it was a drone.
So I went out to fly one today too. And let me show you. I went out and the clouds, sometimes the clouds here are lower than the peaks in the mountains. Have you ever seen any of my videos where they're like that?
I have that, and that makes sense. Here in the flatland, we call that fog.
it's inversion clouds here.
Yeah.
And let me see if I can find it. And I went out and I was so stoked because I got the DJI FPV and I went out there and I was like, okay, I'm getting a little better at it. Although it turns out if you don't fly any FPV at all for like 2 weeks, you get rusty real quick. So I was actually very grateful for the pause button and switching back to sports mode today, because I would have completely got so disoriented on what I did, and it saved me. But let me find what I ended up flying it, because there was no rain going on. It rained and there was some crazy snow earlier, and then that went away. And I saw the clouds and I was like, oh, I gotta get out there. I gotta go film this. This would be crazy cool. And here it is, I think. Let me just share this to see what I ended up flying in. And it's playing, so let me fast forward it. So it was just clouds like this. So there was light rain, not a big deal, right? And so I did a couple laps, and you can see how pretty that is.
Oh yeah.
And there's a little bit of light rain, and then I go back for a second pass. Come on, where is it? Okay, here we go. And it started picking up on me. You tell me. I don't think that's rain. I think it's a mixture of rain and snow.
Sleet.
Yep. And right there, look how much. I was like, oh no. That's not like flying in snow. That's like, I need to go land pretty quick. And that's switching it. I switched it back to sports mode right there. And I was like, well, this is much slower. So then you have to return it on. I don't know if you've flown one of these yet. To put back in manual, you have to then click manual, and it does this hover thing, and then you have to actually put your sticks in a certain way to get back into manual. And then at that point, I can just sort of let gravity dive bomb it to get down a little faster, And you can see how much faster you can get down as soon as it's back in manual.
Oh yeah, that's phenomenal.
And so that was that. And how do I get rid of this?
I'm just telling you, Sean, I might have to get one of those. I have so many friends that are buying them now, and it just, I'm worried about the goggles, Sean. I'm worried. I got these weird googly eyes, and I'm worried if the goggles will work for me. Well,
do you know anybody who has one? Try it first.
Well, I'd love to do that, but no, I don't know anybody here locally. So it's the thing.
Are you going to be going to any of the meetups this year?
Well, that would be the time to do it, of course.
Yeah, because you can put it in normal, and I don't think anyone would have a problem with you flying in normal.
Yeah.
Because that's just like a slow flying regular drone, pretty much.
Yeah.
Before we get too far into this, I saw Lon was in the chat tonight, and I have to apologize to Lon because I've been saying over and over that my Mini 2 discharges the battery when the battery's in it, because I could have sworn that it had. And my life's been sort of in shambles lately, Lon. But let me show you something. My Mini 2 is right here, and I have not charged it in probably 3 to 4 weeks. And I'm going to tap the button. Hopefully you guys can see it. And it's full charged. Lon was right. I was wrong. The Mini 2 does not discharge the battery like the other DJI drones if the battery is in the drone.
So let me ask you something, Sean. I understand why you don't want to leave a LiPo battery fully charged or fully discharged for a long time. But how long is too long, really? I mean, what I would be comfortable with is if I could charge it and, just like you said, leave it in the drone and know that I'm good for 2 weeks, say. So that way, if I have an opportunity, it's all charged up and ready to go.
I wish I could tell you the answer to what's too long, but I don't know. All I know is that when I've left batteries And these aren't just these type of batteries, but like alkaline, especially alkaline. If you leave them too long in something without using it, you know what happens. You come back and there's corrosion all inside your stuff.
Right.
I have yet to ever see anything like that happen with these. I don't think that kind of reaction happens with these, to be honest. Somebody in the chat might know that more than I would. That's something I'd have to do a little Google researching, but I'm going on close to a month now with this not discharging. And I'm not quite sure if I'm just killing the life expectancy of this battery. But for this particular drone, it doesn't really stress me out that much because I do think of this as a throwaway. I know it's still a lot of money to a lot of people, but compared to, say, the Mavic Zoom or some of the other drones I have, or even the Skydios I have, I could buy a new battery for this. And I think the batteries aren't that expensive, if I recall, for the Mini 2. I did notice that the Mini 1 is selling anywhere from like $180 to $300 right now.
Really?
Look, I saw it for, I think it was either right under $3 or right around $3 today at Walmart.
Yeah, and I saw
my prop holder is not upside down. Everybody says that. It fits better this way on mine. This is not the one that came with the Flymore. I bought this individually, so it's a different shape than the one that comes with the Mini 2 Flymore, and I hate it the other way. It doesn't fit as good the other way. It makes things more floppy to me, so it's not upside down to me. Anyways, sorry, Marcus.
No, that's okay. I was in Costco the other day, and they had their version, the Mini 2, with 2 batteries, a case, and what else? I think it had an SD card. It was a pretty cool kit for like $360. I thought, wow, that's a steal.
Yeah, I've been looking for something that flies well because I'm going to have to wait until next fall probably, or winter, because I want to go above the tree line, and I want to put like fingernail polish remover all over the top of the drone and then fly around in the snow at like evening time. You know where I'm going with this?
I don't.
I want to light it on fire and fly the thing on fire.
Oh, there you go.
And do some long exposure photography as I fly around on fire until the drone either falls out of the sky or it explodes. But I want to be above tree line, and I want to be surrounded by snow so nothing can catch
so nothing's going to catch fire. Sure.
Not a thing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to wait till next year. I really wanted to do it this year, but it just didn't ever happen. And I didn't want to do it to this. I also have some other tests I want to do with these that will probably destroy them. And I've been trying to see if DJI will just sell the drone itself. I haven't found the answer to that. I'd assume I could probably contact them and figure something out, because I have some tests that might damage them and they'd still be usable. And if so, then I want to do maybe a giveaway, and then someone can have that one afterwards. They could fly it. Maybe somebody who can't afford one. I think that would be pretty cool.
I'll bet they'll sell you just the drone. In fact, I would just contact them on Twitter or something. I'll bet they would. Yeah,
I'll have to reach out to them. Maybe even refurbished. That would be the way to go, I think.
Yeah.
I have so many crazy ideas, things I want to do. And they might not destroy the drones. They might survive it. I mean, you've seen me do some other things, and they survived it, surprisingly. So
yeah,
you never know. I did. Someone in the chat said when you push the button, it resets the drone, and that I think is possible on the other ones. However, this one sat for at least 2 weeks without me pushing the button.
Not being touched.
And so the fact that it hasn't even gone down one notch, I could have sworn it used to, but it's full. All 4 lights are up, and it's been weeks since I've charged it.
Hey, so Doc Murdoch is telling us that he leaves his lipos fully charged all the time. So,
oh well, Doc would know.
Yeah, he would know exactly. And Lauren is also telling us in the chat there that it is not a bug. They set it up where they would stay in that in the charge hub. They want them fully charged because they want you to be able to use it as a power pack, which makes sense.
Yeah, actually, that does make sense. I thought it was the power pack that prevented them, but that makes sense that the smart battery itself, just wouldn't drain. So yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah.
Doc actually reminds me, when I was in my band, my bass player was the techie guy, right? He was all about looking into stuff, equipment and all that. And Doc reminds me of him in that way, but with drones so much.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
All right, let's see. I'm just skimming the chat right now to see if anybody had any questions. DJI says 3 days. I think Lon said DJI says 3 days. I think he's talking about discharge on most of the regular smart batteries, or if he might be talking about when you're supposed to like discharge these. I don't know. And my other ones, they're all set to, I think, 5 or 7 days before they start to discharge. And then I'll always forget about it. And I'll be like, oh man, there's something I need to go do. And then they're all discharged by the time I get around to it.
Well,
go ahead.
Well, that was one of the things I liked about the original Mini is it had lithium-ion batteries, and they just would stay charged, and it doesn't hurt them. You can leave them fully charged however long, and they're just fine. And so I used to my Mini 1, I'd just leave them all charged all the time. So to your point, it's ready to go when you want to fly.
Yeah. Well, that's what I do with the Mini 2. However, I only have one battery. I did not buy the Fly More kit because to me, this is an expendable drone. If I crash this up in the mountains, I'm not hiking up 5 hours to climb up to go find this. It's just not going to it's gone. Depending on where I crash it, it's gone.
Yeah.
And this drone has fastly become my most used drone for like regular aerial photography and cinematic stuff because I'm not doing a whole lot of stuff. I'm doing nothing for sale. I don't do anything with drones for sale. So I don't need that crazy high quality that someone that does do it for sale would need. Although if I want that, I can go and take something like my Zoom, or even the Air 2 is pretty good. It's got some smart photo modes, which are great. The HDR mode in video is beautiful, especially for YouTube use.
Yeah, that smart photo blows my mind. That works just amazing. You know, I mean,
it does. Now, I don't. Did you get the Air 2S?
I have the Air 2S. Now, I sold my Air 2 and I have the Air 2S.
Now, I decided not to do that. I debated it because I think it ended up being if I would have sold it for $800, I could have spent $500 more to get the Air 2S. And I don't do much low light photography or video out here because there aren't any lights, right? So at night it's just dark. Right. So maybe sunsets would be cool, but I just don't fly enough at that time of day to put $500 into something like that when I already have something that I barely touch anyways, because the Mini 2 has taken the place of my Air 2. I know that sounds crazy, but it has.
No, I believe you. That the Mini 2 is just an amazing little piece of tech, and takes. Here's what we can say about the video off the Mini 2. It's good enough, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's good enough. The reason that I bought the Air 2S, Sean, I've never owned a drone with a 1-inch sensor, and I thought, well, here's my chance at a fairly reasonable price. So that's why I did it.
Yeah, and if the aperture had been adjustable, I think I might have sold mine and done that, because that 1-inch sensor for me really would have been more for photos and low light photos. I think that would have been really nice, but having an adjustable aperture, like for, depth of field and longer exposures, could have been really killer up here where I live. So I think I'm going to hold off, and I'd rather put that $500 towards the Mavic 3 or whatever they decide to call it.
Whatever they call it. And so now that thing is going to, I'm wondering what DJI has in store for us, because it's just going to blow our socks off. They're going to come up with something that we didn't know we needed, and then
they're going to have to. Yeah. If they don't, they've already released, again, I know I keep talking about this thing, but the camera you have on you, right? That's the one you're going to use the most, and that's why I do this, because it just fits in a pocket, and I don't have a bag. I don't have the extra batteries. It's 30 minutes of flight basically. And in 30 minutes, if I just happen to be out and about and see something, and this happens to be in my pocket or the car already, that's plenty of time to capture what you need.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm flying mostly now is FPV stuff. I'm trying to make time to do more FPV stuff because it's fun, right? Now, I might not be like recording the video and sharing it on my YouTube channel, but it reminds me of the days when I did RC cars and raced RC cars. It's faster. It's really hard to go back and edit slower footage now, because I'm just like, oh, hurry up, get to the next stage. I'm not great at it by any means, but if I'm not close to objects with the DJI one, I'm fine. I freak out a little bit getting close to stuff with the DJI one. However, I've been practicing a little bit with, I did replace my Tiny Hawk that broke, and I've got 2 other ones, but I'm only practicing with one because it has guards or whatever you call the bumpers around them.
Yeah.
It's like a Cinewhoop.
Ducted.
Yes, it's ducted. That's it. And I've been practicing with that. I've only got 4 batteries for it, so it goes pretty quick. And that one actually really surprised me because I have these more less expensive analog goggles that were gifted to me. And on the Tiny Hawk, it's very staticky, right? And I'll fly that at the tattoo studio when no one's around and I'm bored. I'll just put it in. I'll practice going through little things in angle mode, not even full acro. But then I can bring this other one out and I plug it in, and all of a sudden the analog is almost crystal clear.
Oh, wow.
So turns out that the receivers and stuff are different in all of these, and these tiny little drones just don't have as good of a connection than some of these bigger ones. So analog isn't quite as bad as I always assumed it was, because I was always flying these Tiny Hawks, which have all kinds of breakup. If you've seen the videos I put out and you've never tried one, it's like an old 70s TV with static that just constantly breaks around, and you're trying to watch through it.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, so I know Ken just came to visit you. Did he kind of help you out in that FPV world, kind of give you a leg up a little?
And we were so go that he helped me get this one set up and connected to my controller. But by the time we got around to that, it was like the day he had to leave.
Yeah.
So it was just quick, let's get it to work before I leave, you know?
Yeah.
Ken and I are working on getting me something built that's more durable, that can take a beating, like something that's going to be able to work with the DJI goggles. He's probably going to buy this thing that connects to the DJI goggles, which makes it do analog and the digital.
So
That way, I hate carrying around extra stuff. I mean, the Mini 2, like that's why I didn't get the Fly More. So getting something that makes the one set of goggles work for both, no more extra stuff for me. That's good. I do have to have 2 separate controllers to pull this off, because DJI hasn't made their controller with the FPV thing work with other drones. So I will have to still have a second controller, but I talked to Ken, and I'm going to be putting something called Crossfire on it, which gives it a longer radio signal range. And then I'll have the analog or digital, depending on which drone it is. So I'll be switching between 2 controllers, 1 set of goggles. That's the goal.
Perfect.
And the one he builds me is supposed to be able to take a beating and be able to like hit trees and stuff and not completely fall apart.
Yeah. So here's my next question about FPV, and because I hear this from people. So when you go to when you've been flying FPV, is it hard to go back to a camera drone?
Is it? Real quick. Good night, Dee Dee. Thanks for subscribing.
Thank you, Dee Dee.
Is it hard to go back to a regular camera? I wouldn't. You mean control wise or just overall?
I've just talked to people that they got the DJI FPV drone, and then they go back to their Mavic or whatever it is, and they say, man, they're just hitting that stick going, what the heck? You know,
it's barely moving.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say so, because like the way I fly regular camera drone, I like it to fly sort of slow. The stuff that I'll capture, it's a different mindset, right? So when I put up one of those, I'm going up with the idea of I still try to fly close to things with these. I probably fly closer to things with this currently than my DJI FPV drone, because I am flying at slower speeds, and I am really practicing. What I'm trying to get better at is the long swooping. Think of like an airplane, how an airplane flies. I want to fly it more like an airplane, an acrobatic airplane, than I do an acrobatic drone. If that makes any sense.
Love those kind of shots. Those are the best. I love that.
Yes, but to get better at that, that's why Ken is going to give me this 5-inch that can take a beating, because what I want to do is dive bomb super close to like mountains. Like we're really, really close, and just right, like just follow the shape of them and stuff, and then come back up to another one and sort of do like a curly Q, you know, and just curve around things. Problem is with my DJI FPV, I don't trust myself to not hit something and then break it, because I can't. It's been snowing up here. Obviously it snows here, and it looks like it is in the background right now still. And it's really hard to judge how far away you are from the ground when everything's the exact same shade of white and there's bumps and things in it and you can't see them. So as things melt and summer starts to come along here and I get something that's more durable, I think this summer would be a good summer for me to get out and do a lot of practice, get close proximity practice. And I think that's going to change things dramatically for me for next winter.
Yeah. And the thing about the DJI FPV drone is it's a lot of money. If you were to lose it or whatever, it's a big chunk of cash to replace it, and not probably as repairable as like a 5-inch or that kind of a drone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And with the changes that are happening in my life, I'm going to actually have more room. One of the big reasons I never wanted to get into building myself, one is I used to build RC cars, and although you can do it, I always hated the process. I just liked using them and driving them. I was never into like tearing them down. Like I had buddies we'd race, and between heats, they would tear their cars down to just completely torn apart, clean every little bit with a toothbrush and put it back together for the next race. And mine would not get cleaned. Like I'd get home, take out any electronics, cover them, take a hose and squirt it down. Good enough. You know, but so building and stuff like that was never quite something I enjoyed. Can do it. I've soldered most of my whole life. Like tattooing, you have to solder tiny little needles together for years. Now that's definitely, you can buy them pre-made now, but for many years when I started, that's how you did it. And prior to tattooing, you might not know this, but I worked at Compact Computers on the assembly line, soldering microchips on the boards.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got really sick of soldering.
Yeah. But you got that skill. So
oh yeah, it's easy. Soldering's easy. As long as you have good flux, that's all it's about.
Yeah. Yeah. So you did, now I know you had to move out of your house. I guess I probably should know this, but what did you find? Did you buy a house or find a condo or?
Well, I was thinking of making, it's not 100% a done deal yet. However, I'm not going to be homeless anymore. So what was happening was so I have a property management company that manages the house that I rent, and the owners were coming back because they could, right? Or so I thought they were coming back because of being able to live here, COVID, and being laid off or something. And they had a house here and they wanted to come back, work remotely, something along those lines. So I had literally, I think 2.5 months to find something else. Now, where I live, the housing market is insane, right? It's insane everywhere right now, but it is really insane where I'm at. Things are being bid on sight unseen. Nobody's getting asking price. Everybody's getting $50,000 to like $100,000 above asking price. So I was eyeballing things for rent. The cheapest thing I could find for rent was $2,200 to $3,000, just for a 2-bedroom.
Wow.
Not even with a garage, right? So I was like, for that much money, I might as well try to buy something. You know, I've been saving, trying to buy something. I was trying to buy something for the family, and you know, the family's sort of falling apart, but I could still buy something. So why not? So I start looking, and I'm looking at condos left and right. By the time I look at them, they're sold by the end of the day. I didn't even have a chance. Everybody was doing these cash offers and all this stuff. So my dad was like, why don't you call the actual property owners instead of the property management and just ask them if they'd be willing to sell? So I did. And they said yes. And they actually gave me a price, probably, I don't even want to say how much under market value it probably is, but because I've been such a good tenant, they were like, yeah, we'll just hook you up. It saves us the trouble. We were actually moving back to fix it up and sell it so we could move somewhere else, because I just retired. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. This is all falling into place. So I get to stay here. The dogs get a backyard. You guys are going to still see this. I don't have to tear all this down now. Although I have torn all the foam off the wall that blocks the echo. So I might sound more echoey than normal. But that will get replenished, and it's my place. So I paid the contract in today and the earnest money in today. So things are moving that way. Not saying something couldn't still fall apart, but it looks really promising.
Sean, congratulations, man. That's a great story. I love to hear that.
Yeah, it just blew my mind because the offer that I made them, they actually came back with a lower offer and said, well, the driveway needs some work. So we wanted to knock off a little bit of money off the offer you gave us so that you could have extra to do the driveway instead of going up. Like they could have easily got, it's just good people. There are still good people out in this world.
Yeah. Yeah. That's gratifying to hear. Hey, there's a question in the chat about the smart controller on the Air 2, Stacy Reese. So I'm going to tell you, Stacy, I actually sold my smart controller because of what I didn't like was the lag on the touch screen. It was really bright, but there was enough lag on there that I just as soon use the regular controller. And I would have kept it had I still had my Mavic 2 Zoom. I likely would have kept it. So smart controller, yeah, it's basically, think of it as an Android tablet with sticks, and it's about, what is it, Sean? About 2 or 3 years old now. So it's
in my opinion, it is overdue for an update, like a new version. And I would not be surprised if the new version they find a way to flip flop and put the screen above the sticks. That's what everybody wants, right?
Yeah. The good point of the smart controller is that bright screen, though. Although it's 1,000 nits, I believe, and like Autel's new one that they're coming out with, I think it's 1,500 nits or maybe even.
Ooh, that's nice. That is nice.
The brighter, the better.
Actually, when I did the band days, we looked for a projection screen because we were playing things behind us, and that was the biggest thing: is the brightest nits we could find for the cheapest amount of money.
Right. Yeah.
It's very important, the brightness of that, especially out in sunlight, which is weird because a lot of these phones have pretty bright nits on them too, yet they're still hard to see.
Well, what happens with my iPhone is it happened to me today, and I was just flying a toy drone, essentially. I got out in the middle of this park, and it was just a pure sunny day. Our temperatures today were in the 80s, and boy, the thing gradually just started getting dimmer and dimmer to where you could barely see it.
Oh, that's crazy.
Because it was in the sun, baking it in the sun.
So I don't have a whole lot of heat issues up here. I was actually on the phone with Original Dobo today, and when he was up here, I brought him out on my electric skateboards. He went home and bought the one that I have.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he couldn't help it. It's a very fun one. But where I'm at, the motors really don't get that hot on it, and where he's at, they get pretty hot. Now, I told him today he was looking at getting heat sinks, or he did get a heat sink to put on top of it. Like that looks cool and also dissipates the heat some. And I was like, they make them this way. And this company, if I'm not mistaken, is from Australia, which is pretty damn hot. So I assume whatever they're doing, it's okay. So just if the heat sink you bought doesn't work, return it and just don't touch the motors and you'll be fine.
There you go.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of the smart controller, before we get too far past that, there's different videos out there. Some people say that it's dangerous. Some people say that it doesn't work well. And other people say that those people are wrong. And I know a lot of these people that say it both ways. And I want to put out there to people who are watching this, don't listen to the guy that says it's his way, 100% his way, that it doesn't have any problems. Okay. Because just because it doesn't have any problems for him doesn't mean that it doesn't have problems for anyone. And if anybody tells you their way is right by clearing off cash or doing whatever, they're just being sort of an arrogant prick, and just don't take it to heart. All right.
Totally.
Listen to other people. Other people are going to have different situations, different countries, different things happen differently for different people in different areas. So don't just rule someone out because one guy made a video saying that all these other people are wrong. Just my advice.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Well, the other thing that I was dealing with the smart controller is I knew I was going to sell my Mavic Air 2 and I was going to buy the Air 2S. And at that time they were talking about OcuSync 3, and I wasn't sure that it would work with the Air 2S. So I sold it at that time. As it turns out, it will work. And I agree with Koopy. His way is always right.
That's what I had to leave that until one of us said something.
Yeah.
Unless John says it, then it's right.
Then it's right. Yeah.
Forget everything else I said. If John says it.
Yeah. Love it.
I've yet to have a problem with geofencing. And Beyond has an issue with geofencing. Now, when I first started getting more into this, I had the Blade 350 QXR3, I think is what it was called. Do you guys remember that one?
That was before my drone time, Sean.
Okay.
So,
well, that was, it was like, I think the Phantom 1 or 2 was its competitor. So around that time, then there was, I don't remember, there was geofencing, but it wasn't geofencing like from airports. There was geofencing on it, like it wouldn't let you go past a certain distance. And then that changed with the Blade, and everything just has evolved and evolved. And as the hobby grew, it really blew up. I'll tell you when the hobby really blew up. It was the Mavic Pro that made it just blow up and become like a mainstream hobby. Like the portability of that. The GoPro first released video of its drone, the Karma, and the video they made of it was so cool, right? Because I don't know if you ever saw that. It's a skier skiing down and like someone's filming him, and then he hits a jump, and then all of a sudden the camera just backs so far away from him, right? And you're like, oh crap, we thought he was holding a GoPro, and then it flew away. And then of course the drone couldn't do that. So
yeah.
It's funny. I don't know. You have a Skydio, do you not?
Oh yes.
Skydio feels like it's the drone that GoPro should have made.
Should have made. Yeah. Yeah. I wish GoPro would have stayed in the drone business. They got burned with the Karma. I mean, they had that battery mistake that they made, but they would have figured that. Well, they did figure it out. And if they would have evolved, I think GoPro would have been a worthy competitor for DJI, but I guess it just wasn't to be.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, the thing about the Karma was that the Karma stick was actually a really decent gimbal for using a GoPro. I know plenty of people who used them just without the drone, just out snowboarding or doing things and tracking people, and it was really, really good for the GoPro. Like, so it was very surprising and a little disappointing that they didn't try again. I think they just cut their losses because they ended up having to fix so much because of that battery issue. I think it was it get disconnected and they were falling out of the sky.
Cost them a ton of money, and they have a board of directors to answer to. They're a publicly traded company. Publicly traded companies get put under so much pressure from their shareholders and board of directors that they can't always make those kind of decisions.
It's funny. Fly Zone Drone, he must have been subscribed to me for a while if he remembers this, because I was messing around with my Blade Chroma at the time. And to me, the Blade Chroma was actually the first portable drone because the legs came off, the gimbal came off, camera came off, propellers came off, and it was just, the body was one, but it was thin, right? So you could actually fly it with the legs off. You could fly it with the camera off and put it into sort of a sports acro type mode.
Oh, wow.
And do flips and do stuff with it. Or you could put all the features back on and fly it like we do today. The biggest problem with the Blade Chroma was there was a lag on the screen, right? So if you moved your hand like this, you do this, and then that would happen on the screen.
Yeah.
Right? And you couldn't fly close to anything because of that. You could still get up and do some nice aerial stuff, but you definitely couldn't fly close to anything or you would hit it.
Yeah. Nothing worse than lag.
No, and so as I was flying that, they announced the GoPro one, but I knew that the DJI one was supposed to be coming out. So I waited, and then they announced it, and then I started looking at every Apple store and going everywhere, and finally an Apple store had a demo, and there was no guts in it, but I was filming, and I think Gina was with me that day, and I made her film my reaction as I'm holding it. I was like, oh my God, I was so excited like a kid at Christmas. It was so crazy, but there was none for sale yet, but it's cool to have that kind of stuff on film.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, and Michael at Fly Zone remembers that, so that's cool.
And John is exactly right, because he's 100% right all the time. That the Chroma was definitely ahead of its time, because DJI is just now doing some of the stuff that the Chroma did back then. The smart controller, it's the same as the Chroma's controller. The Blade Chroma, yeah, totally the same. The removable gimbal, and you could put it into a handheld. Yeah, that was sort of like what GoPro did. Who else has done that? Didn't we hear talks of that happening?
Xiaomi did that with their Mi 4K, the Fimi Mi 4K. You could do that.
Yeah, so it just had this chroma. I called it the chroma bounce or whatever. It hovered like this, right? It couldn't actually hover. It always hovered like this. And I did so many videos. And when I first got it, I did like a video with the chroma and the Mavic right here. And it was like the Mavic was on a piece of string just hanging there.
Yeah.
And the chroma was like moving all around it. I'm surprised I didn't hit. And I drew like a little box on the screen, and the Mavic was in the same spot by the end of it. And the chroma had like gone all over here, and the box was still over here. It was fun times.
Well, here's a good point. If you have that original DJI Mavic Pro, it's still a phenomenal drone. I mean, it will still do things that, I mean, really, how much better are today's drones? I mean, they're better, obviously, but it's still an amazing piece of technology.
I think the big difference is really the camera, because the Mavic Pro still flies really well.
Yeah.
It's a good flying product. That was the big change. So with my Blade Chroma, I think I had it fall out of the sky almost completely once. I was on a vacation. I came up here actually before I moved here, and I was flying. All of a sudden, it just was doing its own thing, and I couldn't control it. Like, I had no control of the sticks, and it just started dropping. And there was a little lake right there, and I was like, no. And I'm trying to make it go up, and finally, right before it hits the water, it starts to go up. And I think it had more to do with the elevation and the air pressure up here than it was anything else, because I've also had another one prior to that, the Blade 350, fall out of the sky when I was visiting here due to the air. That's why a lot of these high elevation tests, you see me go out there and I'll go up to the top where I fly them up to 13,000 or a little above that, because of that very reason, because they'll claim that they can fly at certain heights, and they don't always fly at certain heights the way they should.
Yeah. Let's see. I just had a drone fall out of the sky yesterday. Can I take the screen for a second? You want me to share that?
Yeah. Let me make you big real quick. Hold on a second. There you go.
Okay. I'm going to click share, and hopefully video.
I'm gonna let you, while you take over the screen, I'm going to respond to some people in the chat. Share away.
Okay.
Is my audio too soft now, or is it good?
Go reverse and up now. Reverse and up. Whoa.
Whoa.
Wow.
Okay, replay that. What the hell did just happen there?
You want to see that again? Here we
yeah.
go. Reverse and up now. Reverse and up. Whoa. Wow.
Did you turn it off midair?
No. And that's the thing. And so what I was thinking, Sean, was that the battery fell out of it or something, right? The battery came loose. But I had it recording video. It has video all the way down, so it wasn't a power loss. Huh. I don't know what it did.
Well, let's watch it again.
Yeah. Well, listen. Let's watch it again, and there's more to it. Let's go reverse and up now. Reverse and up. Whoa!
It's right there.
Wow. Yeah. Let's get to the second part here too.
I'm going to pause it right in the spot.
Whoa. Okay.
So right there, it's screwed.
I don't know what happened. It just down it went. Yeah.
And so it looks like, you know how like you can push the
that on
sticks
the
a certain
camera.
way on a DJI and it turns it off. Maybe did you happen to does it have a weird way to turn the sticks in a certain way?
No, I wasn't. I was doing reverse and up, so I was the left stick up and the right stick down. So yeah. Hey,
Artco, thank you so much. That's always appreciated. Thank you so much for the super chat, Art. You guys know, let me just make a comment real quick. Let me stop your video. Put this back. I am going to be co-host of the Ken Heron Show. Let me tell you when. You guys know I always work when he's having his show, so I rarely get to jump in the chat. But he called me the other day, and I was out actually on the mountain snowboarding. We had just gotten a bunch of snow, so I was out there enjoying myself, getting some powder. And he asked me, and on June 3rd, that's a Thursday evening, I think it's at 6 p.m. my time, Mountain Time, so wherever you live, I will be co-hosting. And I was told, not by him, but other people, that he likes to put his co-host on the spot and make him tell jokes. and I suck at jokes. So I'm going to be taking jokes. If you guys want to send me good jokes for the Ken Heron Show, I'm going to put my email right here. WorldofOzz at yahoo.com in the chat. Anybody has good, appropriate jokes for the Ken Heron Show, send them there.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, no, looking forward to that. That'll be a fun show. I won't miss that one.
I'm flattered. I'm honored. I barely ever get to see his show. So it was really cool that he gave me plenty of notice to be able to mess my schedule around and get it so I could join him. So I was on his show once, but it was like 10 minutes. And then I was just a guest. So it was in and out.
Hey, some people have asked what drone that was. and
okay, what was it?
Let me show you. Oh, it's
I thought for half a second on the first view, I thought it was an Autel, but then when it hit the ground, it sounded cheap and plasticky.
Yeah, that my friends is the iCat 7 Pro.
It's sort of cool looking.
She's a beauty. Well, and they give you a nice case and all that. It actually looks pretty cool. But trust me on this, it's a POS. It on that fall there. It damaged an arm, so I glued it. I used some epoxy, glued it, and I went out and flew it today. And it didn't fall from the sky, but it was still pretty nuts. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you, Grumpy Vlogger Lloyd. For those who don't know, a lot of these people in the chat have their own YouTube channel. And before we go too long, I do have to interview you a little bit about your YouTube channel, because a lot of these people don't have a lot of people in their channels yet. They're still growing their YouTube. They're still starting. And one thing I want people to realize is that it doesn't really matter where you're at with subscribers. As long as you're in it for the same love, you'll find people at every level connect. It's one of the coolest things I think about YouTube is you can talk to someone with 100,000 plus subscribers. Now that might be a little different to the people who have millions of subscribers. I have a really hard time getting any of those guys to ever respond to me ever. But I find 0 to 100,000, we're all in it together. I don't know what the number is that makes them turn and stop being as part of the same community in that sense, but I get it because they're probably slammed at that point.
That's what I'm saying. They're probably so busy, Sean, that they can't do it. I mean, you know how it is. You try and respond to all your comments and stuff, and
it's getting harder and harder for me to do that. I used to do every single person because I have software on mine that will show me ones I miss. But even with that software, I'm starting to miss more and more. It's just life is sort of crazy right now, and it's really hard.
And
I have a feeling
hours a day. Oh, yeah.
It is. And well, what I'll do is I'll actually, instead of sitting down and doing all at once, is I try really hard to just pop in to my channel on my phone and look and just see whatever new ones I have. And even if it's just a thumbs up or something, I can let people realize that I've seen their comment. And then when I have free time, I'll actually go back to that program I have on my desktop, and I'll find ones I missed and try to go back. And I found some I missed from 2 years ago, and I spent like 30 minutes responding to 2-year and 3-year-old comments the other day.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's that's fun. It's a surprise for whoever put that comment. But you can see that there's people. I mean, not from nice stuff. But you can see like somebody like even Original Dobo. I mean, how could he possibly respond to all of his comments? I mean, it's impossible.
Well, I want to show you a lot of people. I've shared this before. Let me see. Since you mentioned Ken, I'm going to use his channel and yours and mine as an example. This is an app called Social Blade. Are you familiar with it?
Social Blade, sure. Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't have people look at this too often. Let me get it pulled up here, and I'll share it. Just give me 1 second to get it.
No problem. That's interesting because you can compare, and it kind of gives you. Social Blade will also give you a projection for your channel to. I want you to realize when you see this that you don't want to put too much stock into that.
Yeah, because here's you can see the 3 names there, right? Let me make it bigger real quick. There we go. Well, that's not that much bigger. Hopefully everybody can see it okay. Now we scroll to here. Okay, this is our subs and views, right? So you can see all three of us, and you can see if we could go back a little further, Ken was below me like a year or so ago, and he passed me right here. You can see the purple is higher than the red, and you can see somewhere right around here, Ken and you both went up. So you guys had a video or two or three that people started watching, and they found that the content was probably similar enough that they felt it was a subscribable channel, right? And when I say subscribable channel is you find that people will subscribe to you more if your content is the same, right? So I find to get subscribers, that niche is important. To get views, it's not important at all. And I'll show you what I mean by that in just a second, but let's follow it up right to here. Let's see, October. This is when you can see a small spike in mine. And that was when I did a GoPro 9 versus the GoPro Max video, as well as a couple other tests. I think I did a secret trick with the Air 2 where I taught people how to use point of interest. And it made that little spike, and then it sort of went up, and you can see it has been slowly growing as from that point. And you can see you're growing as well. You had sort of the same exact growth spurt as me right through here. And your channel's just increasing and increasing, but you're keeping a nice similar content. People are going to your channel. They know it's about drones. And lately with the Canyon videos, those have been really, your videos are all getting between what, 2,000 and 5,000 on the average, almost every video you do. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we switch over and we click, let me reload it. Sometimes it doesn't work. If we click views, this is interesting. Watch the charts here. You notice the red is me. Then Dobo goes past me here. And right here, I had that crazy viral video and it just spiked like insane.
Yeah, it went nuts.
Viral videos and views don't typically have anything to do with you getting subscribers.
People focus too much on subs. I totally agree.
Yeah, subs are good for having clout to deal with companies. That's what the importance of subs are. That's about it.
Yeah.
Now, if you go down to the bottom here, we can, let's see, let's go over to this one here, the projections, right? Subs right here at the rate that I am. See right here, Marcus, don't put faith into this. Just because it has you at this right here.
Yeah.
Don't even believe that, because mine was like that too. And just recently it's changed to being a higher spike like this, right? So don't ever put too much faith into Social Blade. It's cool to look at for fun, but I got to reload it. Hold on. But here you can see, like, look at the views. Just based on that viral video, it thinks I'm going to continue to get stuff like that. So look how my spike is here, right? Yeah. That's insane. That's not going to happen, but it's interesting to look at. It's sort of fun to compare. Don't put too much faith in that kind of stuff. If you are starting YouTube, don't sweat it. Make content you enjoy. That's really what it's all about. And things sort of fall into place. I've found my channel is slowly becoming more and more about entertainment with some stuff that still helps people, right? So I like to do a lot of entertainment stuff, and then I'll mix in some tutorials here and there, or showing you how to use a camera, but maybe not a specific tutorial. So people will be searching for, say, GoPro Max or the Air 2, and then they'll see all these other GoPro videos. They're like, well, I don't want to subscribe because I just care about the Air 2. Where something like what you're doing, you're someone who searches and finds you, and they just got their new drone. You have a great chance of getting them converted into a subscriber. And I think that's really important, especially when you first start out. But let me contradict myself. I then think it's also more important to just do stuff that makes you have fun, because when you narrow down your niche too much, especially at the beginning, and you're making no money off of it at all, you get burnt out.
Yep. Yeah. You'll get tired of it. And the other thing that it is, a YouTube channel is a lot of work. I mean, it is. And so you better enjoy it. Yeah. 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 Well, thank you, Lon. I appreciate that. And that's the other thing that I will say is, I see, well, listen, never denigrate somebody else's work. Right. I mean, I just don't think that is, people don't respond to that. Ultimately, they may in the short term, but long term, they don't. And I've seen that too. And so, that makes sense. What I wanted to say about your videos, Sean, is you and I have such dramatically different styles. Your style of video is you put so much into the edit, and you're very creative with different camera angles and the different things you put into it. And I'm more just kind of standing in front of the camera and narrating what I'm doing with the drone or whatever. And I'm always trying to tell a story with my videos, and it's different styles. And so you need to find your own style. And I don't think that any one answer is exactly the correct answer. But if your style works for you, you'll probably find an audience that likes that style too.
100%. 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
When I first started, I tried to do some of the like camera angles, and I think I've gotten better because a lot of us have no video background when we start this, right? Nobody taught me how to make videos. I started on iMovie. I had a GoPro 4, and I had a tiny little camera, like a Flip 720, I think was the highest resolution it did. And it was so much fun to just take these and make vacation videos into fun memories. And actually, my next video that I'm working on 2 right now, because I don't know if you've seen the last couple videos I've made with Original Dobo when he came out, but I did like a last time on World of Oz, and then I show like clips from the video before, and then at the end I have next time on World of Oz, and I show clips from the next video coming.
Oh, nice.
Which has made my workload way more, because now I always have to have 2 videos edited at a time.
Oh, yeah.
So that I can cut back and forth to have those clips. But I am working on, with everything changing in my life, and you guys who are here who know what I'm talking about the life and the family and everything. I have a video that we did going to Universal Studios in California, Six Flags, flying the drone in all kinds of cool locations, right? I stopped in Utah and got all this stuff, and I mixed it all into one video. It's probably close to 20 minutes. But that's going to be like probably the next video I have out on the channel. And then that will cut into a GoPro 9 versus the GoPro Max video that shows a lot of differences in the 2 camera. And then that'll cut into probably a couple other family videos that are the reason that I sort of got into YouTube. Was I wanted to watch these videos I was making for the family, but they were boring, right? You go skiing and you just film a whole bunch of clips of your kids skiing, and it was super boring. There was no story to it. There was nothing to watch, even for the family to watch. It was like, oh, that's right. Nothing to it. But as soon as you put music to it, you start chopping it up, and somehow you put a story to it. It becomes entertaining, not only for your family, but to some other people, it's entertaining too.
Yeah. Yeah. And next thing you know, you find an audience, and the channel starts to grow.
Yep.
Yeah. Here's what I know about, I don't believe that I have the talent to do the kind of edits that you have and the things that you do with different camera angles, and it's genius. I'm just telling you, it's genius. No, it is. It is. And you either have it or you don't. I suppose that you could learn it, but I'm just saying that you do it really well. And so I knew that that's probably wouldn't work for me. But what I knew is that I'm always interested in what somebody's doing when they're flying a drone, and why are they moving this stick, and why are they turning this way or that. So I try and narrate my videos in such a way that, like I said, it's kind of entertaining to me. So I've kind of found an audience with it.
No, I fully, and no matter what you make, you will find your audience.
Right.
I want to show you something just real quick to let you know that it is a learned thing. This is when I first, let me backstory here. So I was doing videos with the Blade Chroma, and then all of a sudden I decided to try to come up with fun ways to edit like my life. And the title there, My First Vlog is Bad, is 100% true. And Gina saw this video, and I was so proud of this when I was done with it. And she was like, this is what you did with your time today? It's horrible. Like, does anybody believe I was really asleep? No. But I was trying the camera thing even back then.
Yeah, the different angles.
Oh yeah. And I don't even take the time to do stuff like this anymore, Marcus. Like, oops. Like the moving text.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it was horrible.
Today. I'm going to take a bike ride, try and get at least 10 miles.
What the hell? I got a lot to do today. I'm going to go on a bike ride.
It's sort of my day off. I'm drawing some today.
I should do a reaction video to this. I'm holding a bullet in my hand. I have no idea why.
So that's what we're doing.
Well, who the hell wants to watch me brush my teeth? Like, what the hell was I thinking? And show the cat in the sink?
There's the cat. Yeah, the cat.
Look how dirty the mirror is.
Excited.
But here we go. So I'm going to pack a drone.
Pack that up and bring it with us.
There we go. There's Bloody Chroma.
Yeah, look at that.
The first collapsible drone, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to fast forward a little bit because this is horrible in 7 minutes and I don't want to waste everybody's time. So then I ride a bike to the park, got my time lapse in, and it was actually a time lapse because they didn't have the time warp yet at that point built into the cameras. Then you fly the drone, and it's so interesting because these drones, if you notice these drone clips, they're not that far away at all from where I actually was flying.
Right.
Because the drones just didn't have the range like they do now.
Hey, you were doing dronies before dronies were cool.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it wasn't pre-built then, that's true.
Yeah.
But notice how orange everything looks with that camera.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I used to have to fly around. I didn't have mountains. I didn't have anything else. I wasn't very stable with the way I turned. That's it. Anyways, the point is anyone can learn to get better at making a video. That was horrible, and I'm almost embarrassed of it to this day, but you have to keep your old stuff.
You do.
That's how you can see you get better.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. So what was your first, Sean, what was your first video that hit that made you think, hey, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to focus on a little YouTube.
Damn. I don't know. I can't think of it. The first one that made me go, oh, wow, I think it could go somewhere. It was probably the drone spying on the girl in the shower one. That one had the biggest spike I ever had.
That is a great video too.
I want to do more stuff like that so bad. I want to do more things with different wigs and time-consuming stuff that really takes a lot of time to make. I have so many. Like I have a book like this. Actually, this is actually it. I just grabbed this, and these are actually them. These are 2 books for YouTube ideas. This one is 100% full. Like
you just write down when you get an idea, you just write it down.
So I stopped because I had too many.
Yeah.
And this one here has 150 ideas in it right now, and that one here is full with stories written out and stuff. And now I have random pieces of paper laying around everywhere instead of being in the book because I'll be at work or something, and I'll be tattooing, and I'll be like, "Ooh, that would make a cool story," and I'll say, oh, excuse me a minute. I'll take the gloves off and write down something.
Yeah. This is going to, and I think some of the people in the chat may already know this, but the first video I did that really hit, and well, I think we talked about this one. Oh, there you go.
I already did those, but I never uploaded them.
Yeah, you don't upload those. Hell no. Those are private use only. Remember we talked about the lawnmower video, the original lawnmower video I did, Sean?
Yes. Tell them about it. Maybe they don't know. Because let's break into you here. Okay. Prior to you setting up your lawnmower video, what year did you start doing YouTube? So
let's see. I started before that. I went out with a buddy that was kneeboarding on his boat, and so I took some video of him kneeboarding, and a couple little motorcycle videos and stuff like that. None of them.
Did you edit them or just upload them straight to YouTube?
No,
a lot of us back
in
the day just uploaded videos straight to YouTube.
Yeah, I didn't. I edited them. They were bad edits. Trust me. I think I edited them with Windows Movie Maker.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you got those uploaded, and it was just for a place to sort of put your stuff. At the time, you probably didn't imagine it would become a thing you continued to do.
Exactly right. It's so you could share it with friends or whatever. So, you know, you could tell your buddy, hey, go look at this. But yeah, the lawnmower with the tilted horizon he's talking about. But I was getting ready to buy a new lawnmower. So what do? I went out on YouTube and I looked at a bunch of lawnmower review videos. And Sean, they were crap. I mean, there were people with shaky cameras and you couldn't see what they were doing or anything. So anyway, I ended up buying a Honda lawnmower, and I thought, man, I can do a better review than a bunch of those bozos did. So I had I can't even remember what Canon camera I had at the time, set it on a tripod so that it was still stable. And I went over the features of the lawnmower, and yeah, that thing hit. I think it's over 200,000 now. Last time I looked at it, I don't remember exactly, but
no, that's crazy because I don't do lawn videos, but I did do one. I don't know if you ever saw. I reviewed a weed whacker.
I do remember that. Yeah,
and to try to make my drone people happy, I had a drone in it too.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't a review. I saw this set that was just like you talked about, almost like what you talked about. I saw the set, it was on sale. I was like, I wonder if that's a piece of crap. So I get home, and what do? You start searching for it, looking for YouTube reviews. Not a single one on that product. And when I put it out, of course, my subscribers did not click it because I don't do lawn videos. However, now that video's got quite a few people that have watched it. I don't know what the number is right now, but it's considerably more than what I ever imagined it would get. And it's helped people because that is, for the price, a decent kit. So, you know, that's part of what I think a lot of us enjoy about YouTube is we can share our experiences that might hopefully help other people.
Yeah, I see Jones 863 said he started on YouTube back in 1976.
You know, before YouTube, I was doing videos with friends with the big cameras on the shoulder. Like, you know, I was in high school.
Yeah.
My friends' parents had the big camera, and they wouldn't let us out of their driveway. So we couldn't make any good skate videos to get over to the ramps and stuff. And it was a cobblestone driveway, little rocks, you know, the little rock driveways. And skateboards were not fun to ride on those. So we did not make cool stuff. However, since then, years ago when I first started with the YouTube, I found one of those old videos, chopped it up and sort of narrated it. So it's cool to now learn more and go back and redo old stuff.
Yeah.
Now, with your lawnmower video, so you were doing other videos of friends stuff, and then you did the lawnmower video. Is that the one that is your first one that really popped off?
Well, so yeah, that really took off. And so I thought, well, you know, maybe I can make a few how-to videos and this, that. And I did a few little things and, you know, didn't really do much. But then obviously when I got interested in drones, then it all kind of came together, right? Then it made sense. And so that's when my YouTube channel really started, was when I started wanting to make drone videos with it. As you know, I did a follow-up to that lawnmower video, and I included drones in that one. I had the Skydio in that one following me around which actually I thought turned out kind of cool. I don't know, that video didn't get a lot of views, but I had fun making it and editing it. So,
and real quick, thank you very much, Kevin. I appreciate the super sticker. And really, if you did have a sticker get lost, email me. I don't mind sticking one in an envelope and sending it out to you. Not a big deal. And if you do order something else, make sure you just make a note, and I will put some extras in it. I appreciate everybody who does help support. And the stickers to me are a really cool way to do that because, one, you can slap them on anything, and two, they're really easy for me to mail out, and they are my own actual artwork. So back to what you were saying about the video not popping off the second one. Don't ever count it out yet, because I've just recently had a video I made a while ago pop off, and it got over 10,000 views in the last month or so. And it had only make a few hundred up until then.
The mysteries of the YouTube algorithm, you just never know. When people start watching it, it gets recommended more, and it can take off. So you just never know. I've gone back. So believe it or not, Sean, some of these toy grade drones that I get sent to review. I'll do a video on one, and just like you said, it won't really do that well. And then you'll look at it 6 months later, and it'll have like 10,000 views.
Yeah.
And you go, well, where did that come from? Well, it's just people that are searching at that drone. They're thinking about buying it, and they look at it.
And so I've played a lot with titles lately. I've been trying to do titles that get your subscribers to go, oh, I wonder what that is. Because I don't know if you know, I'm sort of obsessed with the back end. I'm very, very obsessed with analytics. I can sit down and talk to someone, share analytics, and go through it all and do that for hours and hours and hours. You guys might know Henrik over from Tech Drone Media.
Great guy.
Used to be drones and electric unicycles.
Right.
And I've been talking to him since I had 1,000 subscribers, and we talk almost daily through the internet and sharing back end stuff, like trying to help each other learn this whole YouTube journey. And through it all, I've found that if you can get your subscribers to click your videos, whether they really actually watch them or not, maybe they just click them and let them play in the background. But if you can get I don't know what the percentage is. We haven't been able to figure that out, but there's a percentage ratio to your subscriber count. And if they click them, that video then gets shared as suggested, and that is how you get the views.
Wow.
So recently I'm playing with titles. I wouldn't call them clickbait. I'd call them clickable titles because they're still about the video. It's not like I'm saying girl with big tits.
And you're not lying about what's in the video. Yeah.
So I'm like the suspension bridge one. I didn't write down the name of the city that I just did. I don't know if you saw that one where Ken did some amazing flying in that video, by the way. If you haven't seen it, it's just gorgeous. But instead of writing the name of the bridge and making it a searchable title for that bridge, I came up with amazing floating bridge or something like that to try to test the theory and get some of the subscribers to watch it. And it didn't really work. it's done okay. So now later I can come back into it and change the title into a more searchable title. And we'll see if maybe years down the road it gets shared on a nature channel or who knows.
Yeah, if that makes a difference. Hey, I know that you got Brad Alston sent you.
Yes. Where did I put him?
I just wanted to. I don't know if Brad's in the chat. I didn't see him, but in fact, I don't think he is. I think he's out of town. But I just wanted to give him a shout out. He did this for a bunch of us in the drone community, and it's just really cool.
Yeah, it was really cool to see these printed up. And then the back says River City RVA made by
that's his, I believe that's his channel. Yeah.
Fly Safe Friends.
Yeah. Good dude. Anyway, I know you had him too, and I just thought it'd be appropriate to give him a shout out.
So, was there anything else in this video that you said that fell out of the sky a second time? Should I add it back to the stream?
Well, if the thing, you're not going to be able to see it very well because it's way off in the background. But I took it off again, even with the arm a little broken. And if you look it would be, if you're looking at the screen here, to the right, almost to the right hand side of the scring.
Can you see my arrow, my pointer? Does that show?
Yeah, you might. So I think. I might at this part of it. I'm not sure because it's hard for me to see on the little screen. But way off in the background here, you'll see it. I flew it out over the grass, and it descended. So here.
I'm just fast forwarding to see. Maybe we went too far.
Yeah. Oh no, I see it back there. Yeah.
I see it. Yep.
Yeah, it's way back there though.
Let's watch the beginning again. That's fun.
Reverse and up now. Reverse and up. Whoa.
You know what? I would love to share stuff like this. If people,
hope we got that on the camera.
I love it. I would love for people to send me drone videos. I set up a new email address, drone crash videos. I would love to share stuff like that on the live stream. I think that would be such a cool little segment to just share this week's drone crash, or every other week as I do now, drone crash. And I'll tell you what, every first and third Monday I do, there's a good chance come July, it might end up being just a once a week thing because I'm going to have so much extra time on my hands and I'm going to need social interaction with people. So I might have to do that once a week. Otherwise, I'm going to be sitting in this house I just bought going crazy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, get that's the way to do it. So, yeah, no, I love your show, and man, yeah, so I'm all for it.
Yeah. So let's get back to you. So you got your first video, and it went, is that when you were like, hey, I need to start putting more content on YouTube?
Not exactly. So I did a few videos there. I did some motorcycle videos and some things like that, and they kind of did okay, but I really wasn't serious about it. But you know, I would get I didn't have 1,000 subscribers, but that's before YouTube had that rule that you had to have 1,000 subs to monetize. And so once a year, I'd get a check from Google for $100. And I just thought that was cool. You know, you mean they're actually paying me to put this stuff up on, on YouTube? So then drones came along, and then that's when YouTube got serious for me, because it's a natural, right? Drones and drone footage and YouTube go together. So, and especially if you, I guess the drone, I did some Mavic Pro stuff and some, I had a Phantom 3 Standard. Yeah, it's like, that's a mystery. It is. That's a good comment. That's a fact. But I ended up with a little drone, the original Hubsan Xeno, that was a kind of a troubled drone, and I went through, and with each firmware update, I would do another video on it, and it kind of got some interest, right? And that's what first started growing my channel and got me over 1,000 subs and so forth. So.
Yeah, and so then from there, did you commit at that point to drone videos, or did you still dabble with other stuff?
Yeah, 90% drone videos. I mean, every once in a while, I'll throw in some kind of a camera video or a gimbal video, mobile phone gimbal. But I'm just not good at that, quite frankly. Not as good at them. So,
well, let me tell you why. It's because you don't practice. You got to do more of them to get good at it.
Yeah,
I'm a firm believer. People ask me all the time with the profession I have with creating, doing art. So I've basically created my entire adult life. That's what I do for a living. And everyone's like, well, it's just natural for you. I'm like, no, it's really not. And I believe anyone can learn to create, whether it be drawing, painting, making videos, or telling a story. I truly, firmly believe with practice, we can all do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's some absolute truth to that. Here's the thing. I enjoy drones, and it's really fun for me, and so that's why I do it. Yeah,
but yeah, and if telling a story or doing something differently puts you where you don't enjoy it, then it's not the right path for you.
Yeah. So that's just a little dig that Jay Bird is putting out there. So we could probably just ignore that, Sean.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah, I have no idea what that is.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just get a kick out of, I'm a sucker when they come out with new drones and stuff and a new feature or something like that. I get all excited about that kind of thing. And so it's just fun. And it's fun to get that drone and kind of share what you see with it. So, yeah.
And when they first came out, it was such a different view on the world in a sense,
Exactly.
To me, the regular camera drones, I'm not going to say they've become boring, because they're not boring. But I don't take them out as much as I used to. I used to fly one like almost daily. And I have so much footage of up here in the mountains. I probably should just start making drone videos with no talking, but they don't do well. A drone only video does not do well. That is almost always why you'll see me do 30 seconds to a minute worth of drone footage, and then right back to me talking to you, or at least talking underneath it, because the attention span people have, even on the World of Nature video that I was showing you at the beginning of tonight's live stream, it gets maybe out of 10 minutes, it gets maybe 2 minutes of watch time. And those are gorgeous above the cloud mountain shots. And people they watch them for a second and turn it off.
Yeah. Yeah. It's because, you remember the first time you saw some really good aerial video, you were just like, wow. Well,
yes.
Even people that are really good at it, you watch it for, like you said, a minute or whatever, and okay, you've seen it already. So, yeah.
And I think, Lon, Yeah, when he says they're kind of boring, they're getting that way because we're all becoming desensitized to it. And
That's
I see
exactly right.
the FPV stuff is now taking its place as it's becoming easier for a lot of us to start getting into it. And you see, like with the DJI FPV drone coming out, I wish they had made a different name for that thing. At first, they had said it was going to be called the Flash, and now I hated that name. And now I actually wish that they had just called it that, because there's too many FPV drones to just call it an FPV drone. I hate that they did that.
Because not only that, it's really kind of a hybrid, right? I mean, it's exactly, calling it an FPV drone is a little bit of a misnomer.
Well, no, not necessarily. If you think of like first person view, right? Technically, you don't have to be an acro to have an FPV first person view. Just acro drones sort of stole the name, right? Because you can put a camera on a RC car, put in some goggles, and it's FPV.
FPV, baby. Yeah.
So, you know, it's truly not like misrepresentation of what the product is. It's just they really stole it for themselves on this and tried to steal it back from where it was going with acro type drones.
Yeah.
Or freestyle type drones.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, so YouTube Shorts. I have an interesting YouTube short that has gone viral, and that's what that spike I showed you earlier. It's got over 2 million views in about a month. It's insane.
Hey, so, Sean, help me understand what this whole YouTube Shorts thing is. So they're saying that you can sample somebody else's video or just their audio. Is that what are they talking about with that?
So YouTube Shorts is YouTube's answer to TikTok. That's 100% what it is. And with TikTok, you can actually snag other people's videos and put different audio in it, or put your other video next to it and share it and build off of it. And they're trying to do something similar to that with this. Something to know about YouTube Shorts is you don't get any monetization. You can't monetize it. So you get no payment. That video I had with over 2 million views, zero, nothing. Like, it's got so much watch time on it, even though it's short. Have you seen it? Let me show you this. Let me pull this up real quick. You're gonna.
I'm sorry, Sean. I should have seen it, but
it's 2 million views. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Let me find it. It's not a big deal. No, and I'm probably not making a ton of shorts. I might make a few here and there just because they're fun, but it's a lot of work for no return. And you only get about a 1% subscriber rate from YouTube Shorts. I've checked all of mine, and that's pretty close. It's between 0.5 to like 1.2 return on subscribers per views. So let me see if I can figure out how to find it. And my YouTube Shorts so far, I've got just a few. I've got one that's got 1,000, one that's got 4,500 views, one that's got 2,400 views, and then one that has 2.1 million views.
And is this a separate channel then?
Nope, it's on this channel.
Okay.
Let me share it. I found it. Let me remove this. How do I get this out of there? No. Let me just share this. Sorry, Streamlabs or StreamYards. If you don't have things preset up, it can bring you away from the video for a second.
So while you
okay. So this, as you can see, is filmed just with my phone, and I hit play. And as you might know, I had a hard time getting this mode to work on my DJI FPV drone. I went back and forth with DJI for weeks. That's it. That's the whole video.
Wow.
And that video is currently at, as you can see right there, over 2 million views.
Holy guacamole.
Let me show you. If we go, oops, wrong way. We don't need to edit that.
Yeah, we need analytics is what you were.
Yeah, I clicked the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Here we go. And let me show you the analytics on this. Just so you see, is it really worth your time? Now, if you're trying to get views, right, and you have under 1,000 subscribers and under that amount of views, yeah, that's probably a great thing to do. However, looking at this, you see it didn't get anything at first. It's just like one of those, I mean, okay, I'm wrong. It got something. Those are still quite a few views right there, but it really took off and has not slowed down.
Yeah. Huh.
But this amount of watch time probably would have made me a couple $100. That's about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And subscribers you can see out of 2 points, it's less than 1% subscriber return.
Subscribed. Yeah.
So
over
on
that.
a smaller, might as well, while we're in here, let's go through some analytics. Let's see right here. Here's another one that has a decent amount. It's a short. 4 subscribers, 1% on 4,000, right?
Yeah, that actually subscribed after watching that video.
So is it worth the time? I mean, let's take a look at this real short one that hasn't gotten but 800 or so views. -2 subscribers.
So what do they say there? 2 people watched that video and said, "Oh man,
Yep, that happens."
This guy.
Let's see. So like this is interesting because you can check this one here. It's made $6. No subscribers. Didn't lose any. Didn't gain any because of it.
Wow.
Let's see. This was a fun video. 1 subscriber.
Yeah, 969.
And here's another one. This is interesting because my channel is all over the place. Another snowboard video, -1 subscriber.
-1.
Usually my snowboarding videos do decent. So this blew my mind and this is such a fun video because I went to 2 mountains in one day and both of them got snowed on and one of them got 10 inches of snow and the other one got almost nothing. But it is interesting. This, let me see. Let's go here real quick. And you can scroll down to see your top viewed videos. Here's the one I was telling you about. See this one? Can you see this right here? Interactive 360 snowboarding.
Yeah.
So this is a 360 video. Look at the analytics on this. Like almost nothing. 1,000 or so. And like I said, my snowboarding videos usually do so like this. And then right here, I don't know what happened, where it was shared, but it just boom. And 360 content. Yeah, and these 360 videos, they almost never get views. Like they get nothing. Like, and by 360, I'm gonna hit play so people can see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You can, that's a little thing I have. And you can actually grab the screen and move it around yourself. So whatever they do, they're able to say, hey, I want to look at this. I'm going to turn the camera this way. And these kind of videos rarely get views, or at least big views. Right? So it blows my mind that this thing all of a sudden did well.
Yeah. Like you said, it got promoted someplace.
Yeah, exactly. So that's pretty much, and that probably wasn't playing that whole time I was sharing it, was it?
No, but
damn. I'm sitting there sharing it, talking about it, and moving things around, thinking I'm sharing it with everybody, and I wasn't. I gotta remember that.
So now when you publish a video, I know they have that checkbox that says to allow YouTube Shorts or not. Do you check that or uncheck? Do you allow people to use any of your content?
I don't make any money off of it, so all it would do is give me the opportunity to possibly get a new subscriber. But as you can see from the percentage, and I showed you all of them, it's a below 1% return on subscribers. So is it really worth it?
No, what I'm saying is so Jim at Above and Beyond Drones is talking about it here, that you can shut off in settings whether somebody can sample your video or not. Yeah,
I would leave mine on.
You leave it on.
I do, because again, if they sample it and then it leads anyone back to yours, there's a micro chance that maybe they'll subscribe.
Well, so let me ask, so if somebody samples your video, does it then automatically link them back to your channel, or how would they know?
I cannot tell you. I think on TikTok, I think you can sort of follow back to the original. I don't know if that's how they're doing it on YouTube or not.
Yeah.
I'd assume if they're trying to copy TikTok, that is what they're trying to do. And yeah, Above and Beyond, it is automatically turned on. And that's to help compete with the TikTok setup.
Yeah, I mean, on one hand, I'm okay with it, but on the other hand, you wouldn't want somebody doing something stupid with your content.
But that's what makes things go viral. If somebody does something stupid,
I guess. Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, if you don't get, if you're not, the thing is we're not going to get a huge, at this point, subscriber return. So if you turn it off, are you really losing anything? Not really. Yeah. I mean, what's if your average short is getting a few hundred views to a couple thousand, maybe 2 subscribers that you might have got, that you possibly could have got a couple more. But I mean, look at, I had to get over 2 million subscribers to get 1,000 subscribers on that one video.
Yeah. Jim is saying Above and Beyond Drones is saying that you are not credited. So I don't know.
Yeah. So if you're not credited, really, there's really no point if you don't have a way for it to track back to you, unless you just don't care. For myself, I don't care. If I happen to be scrolling through YouTube shorts and see myself in some other video that someone did something with, I'd be flattered. I'd be beyond flattered. Yeah. Like, that would be awesome to me. Like, I
wonder how much of it can they sample to be legal? I mean, is it
the whole thing? It should be the whole thing. Like, they could take it and they should be able to, like, have your video play and put a box of themselves next to it and react and do stuff to your video, or chop it up and do stuff. If it's anything like TikTok, there's quite a bit of play they have with it.
I'll be darned. Yeah. Well, interesting.
I don't do a lot on TikTok, but the kids here do. So I've gotten lots of experience with it through them. I do post a thing once in a while on TikTok, nothing special, but just because.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, welcome to the show there. A little late, better late than never, Jason. Appreciate you coming in. So back to your story. You did the lawnmower. You started doing other stuff. You got into the drones. I usually have a list of questions that I ask. So I'm winging this because I don't have the list. All I have is all my house documents. I've been all over the place. So tell me, from the point of the drones and you are where you're at now, where do you see yourself going with YouTube? Do you see it as something you could possibly do as a career one day, or it's just a hobby still?
Dude, I'm retired. It's a hobby. It's purely a hobby to me.
But you make extra money now with it. It's increased as you see your subscriber count.
I mean, a little bit. It's not. It's not much.
No, and that's something I try to tell people too, Marcus, is like, from views alone, it's not much.
Yeah.
Like, so to build up any kind of pay for the amount of work that we put into these videos, I feel like there's multiple ways to do that. One would be sponsored videos, of course. 2 is products sold, like stickers, for example. Super chats are great, but to be honest, YouTube takes 30% of your super chats. When I first started telling people that, their minds were blown. You can send stuff like through Venmo if you wanted to. My name is Sean Oz on Venmo, by the way. That's SEANOZZ.
And a lot of people do it through PayPal too. They'll put a PayPal link in there.
Well, PayPal's for old people now, Marcus. Venmo is where it's at. That's where
true.
It's at now. Like,
that's true.
Venmo is the weirdest thing because, like, it shows, and I'm kidding. PayPal's for everybody, but it's so weird to me because it's like a social media platform for payments, and it's like, so you have a friends list and you can see what they're paying and buying. You don't see how much, but you can say this guy bought pizza. So and so bought a tattoo, and you're just like, that is just so weird. And you can click like when people buy. It's weird, but more people use Venmo now than PayPal or anything else, or at least through my business at my work. Nice, you got a new sub.
Hey, thank you, Tech for Your Needs. Appreciate that.
And yeah, put a link to your channel here in the chat. We still have 40 people watching, which is pretty impressive for this late at night, I think.
I would say so too. Yeah, let me go grab that link.
And yeah, Cash App is another one. I've just stopped accepting anything but Venmo at my studio, and I only accept it for deposits, so they can do it over the phone or whatever. And it's a way to make it easier for them. But if they don't have Venmo, I don't take the deposit unless they come in with cash. And then 99.9% of the time, they just download Venmo, and now they have Venmo. So Venmo is just so easy. It really is.
Yeah, I've never used it, but I know, like, for instance, if you're selling something on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or something, it's a really easy way to do it, mm-hmm. Right?
And if you download it, Marcus, you instantly lose 20 years off your life.
I'm off your life. Oh, on your life, or because you're.
Yeah, you go younger. You go back in time.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
all the cool
I'm okay
kids are
with
using it.
Yeah, so then it'd only be 45.
There you go.
Yeah,
We'll be the same age almost.
yeah, yeah.
So it's interesting. Speaking of birthdays, let's go back to your birthday for a second. And you can tell me if you verify with this, but as I'm about to hit 48 this July, in my head, I feel like I stopped growing in my 20s, like my mind. Yeah, things have changed. I've grown some ways, but I still feel like I'm in my 20s. And I've talked to some other people that are in their 50s that say the same thing, and that they all stop and they all feel like they're in their 20s, except for now when they wake up, they're sore and messed up from sleeping instead of from going out and doing some dumb stuff they did in their 20s during the day.
It's so weird, but yeah, you're exactly right. So I'm 65. Do I feel like I'm 65? No, but hell no. I mean, not even close. I feel like I'm in my 40s or something, until I try and do something really physically strenuous or,
Yeah.
And the other thing that I discovered is, last summer, man, I started gaining a bunch of weight and stuff and wasn't walking and doing exercise as much as I should. Hey, let me tell you, it'll cause problems. When you get to a certain age, it starts causing physical problems. So you always have to, it's important to stay active and it's use it or lose it.
Yeah. And, Gina and I were actually just talking about this today, and I skateboarded a ton when I was younger. So not electric skateboards, regular ones. So you're pushing
Right.
around all the time. So your legs were just ripped, right, from pushing. And I was snowboarding all the time. Now it's a different muscle group, and I'm looking and I'm wondering why I'm having such a hard time riding a bike, because I'm still using my legs all the time. Totally different muscle group. And I'm looking at my legs going, they don't look anything like they used to. So yeah, that's great advice. And it's harder to get back in shape when you're older than it was when you were younger.
Absolutely.
And it's almost like clockwork. When I hit 45, 44, over 40, losing weight it was all of a sudden you had to worry about losing weight, because I started gaining weight, like not changing anything. You just start gaining weight out of nowhere.
Yeah, your eating habits didn't change. Your exercise habits didn't change. You just start gaining weight. Yeah,
Yep.
It's your metabolism. Yeah.
Yep.
Weird.
You'd be a beanpole your whole life, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, crap. Like in editing videos, like that's how I can see myself like getting old. I see the videos I edited when I was messing with YouTube, and I'm like looking at stuff now going, did I always like wrinkle when I smiled right there? What's going on here?
I'm starting to see like the neck, and
Dude.
I'm starting to see jowls, and
I already see the neck, and I just found out that up here it's so dry that it ages your skin even faster.
nice.
So I'm like, great. I just bought a house, and I'm going to look like I'm 80 when I'm 60.
Yeah. Nah.
Oh, but it makes me think my grandfather, who lived to, what was he, 97, 98, I think, wasn't really talking when he passed, but he was still there in the room with us and stuff. And I can remember thinking to myself, like, now I think in his head, he probably still felt like he was in his 20s or 30s.
That's exactly right. And I think that's the truth. I think every old man is a young man inside. That's a fact.
Yeah. And Gina's grandmother, actually, she's in the chat right now. She must have heard me talking through the door about this, because we talked about this earlier today. And she was having a conversation with her grandmother, who said the same thing. I can't remember how old she is. I think she might be in her late 70s, and said the same thing, that she wants to go out and party and do all this stuff. But, it's just different. Like, she still feels young, but now she said, and I'm probably going to butcher this, but she said what she looks for in a guy now is, can he drive at night?
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
And, she's 83. So yeah, I was wrong about the age.
Yeah, the thing is, you do have to start planning because there is that period of time when you get in your 80s that you better, you have to start planning for. Maybe you won't be able to do everything for yourself. And, for whatever that's going to be, whether it's assisted living or whatever, you do have to think about it. It's not smart.
Well, just a couple of years ago when I moved here, I didn't have to wear reading glasses. This is all within the last couple of years. You guys might notice that you never saw me with glasses on until just recently.
That's about the age I started. And let me tell you, it only gets worse.
Well, what's really sucks is I went to the doctor. I was like, I'll pay whatever it takes to get laser. I want my eyes back because I draw. I do everything with my eyes. I need them to work at close distances. I can see once it's further than this, everything's crystal clear.
Yeah.
Like not the small prints on the computer, but real life stuff. So driving, all that, don't need any glasses for any hanging out, doing anything. But if I get to sit down at a restaurant to read the menu, I'm like, shit, I don't have any glasses with me. I can't tell what this says. And that's all new. It's a very new, weird thing that's happening.
So let me throw this at you. I'm probably going to have cataract surgery this summer. And it's like, cataracts? That's what your grandparents used to have. How come I have cataracts? Oh yeah, I'm 65.
Yeah. Eye doctor told me that I can't get laser surgery on my eyes to get my vision back because it was old people eyes. It wasn't like the thing that they can actually do the right surgery on. It's something that just happens in your 40s. And
yeah, because the flexibility of that lens, your eye, when you're looking close at something, your eye kind of flexes the lens for close-up views, and you can't do it anymore.
Yeah. I mean, if I had drops, I could bang them around or something, make them more flexible. I'd do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just sucks.
Yeah, I know. I'm with you. I know.
And now Gina's leaving. She's moving off to California. She usually reads my menus, and now I'm going to be eating alone. I'm going to have no idea what I'm ordering.
How are you going to know? Yeah. Holy
I don't know. It's too late. She's leaving.
Yeah, damn it. Yeah, that's not good.
And Keith, I am going to be making a video of the me dropping the east wall. And what he's talking about is the other day I went to A Basin, which is a ski resort near me, and climbed took the ski lift up to the top, and then you can climb further up to what they call the east wall, which is like a chute like this with giant rocks on it. And I've never done it before. And I happened to have my camera that day, so I filmed it. I haven't put together a video with it, but it was interesting because it was overcoming challenges multiple times that day, not only on that big giant drop of the mountain face, but going through these other smaller things with giant rocks next to them that were just more intimidating than the big tall ones. It was really interesting. And I tackled both of those. And at 47, you can still learn new tricks. It's not too late. It's like, and that's what that video is going to be about, just tackling things that your fears in a sense.
Yeah. And let me tell you about things like you said, you had to climb that last part of it. Do that kind of stuff while you can, because there is a point that you just physically cannot do those things. There is. Yeah.
Well, I'm trying this summer. I'm going to get out on the bike to try to work the legs out better, maybe lose a little weight, because I've read up that bicycling is the easiest impact on your body for losing weight compared to jogging and a bunch of other exercising. So that is my plan with that. And hopefully I'll be able to continue doing some of this stuff. Like I have on my bucket list, if you're familiar with, what is it called? Merzat. There's a place I'm going to find a picture of it. Yeah, so you talk for a second. I'm going to find a picture and then I'll share it with you.
Yeah. Well, I agree with you on the use it or lose it. But my advice is, Sean, don't get an electric bike, because there's no exercise with an electric bike.
But that's my problem, is the electric skateboard is so much fun, right?
Yeah.
That I don't even want to ride my regular bike.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me try and share this picture here.
Hey, good night, Bob Casey, Ariel. Bob Casey is saying, he said, awesome guest, the old man. I love it.
Okay. This is where I want to go before I get too old to do it. Let me share this screen. Like I want to go a lot of places, but this one I need to be able to actually move around and stuff. Yeah, that's a ski resort right by the Matterhorn.
Wow.
Oh, it just changed pictures on me. Oh, that's neat. It's a picture changing thing. Here we go. So yeah.
Slideshow.
Yeah. Look at that. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that's a tram. And so, wow.
Yeah, this is in Switzerland by the Matterhorn. Like, how insane is that mountain? Like,
oh, hell yes.
Like that is on my bucket. I have to do this before I get too old. I've seen people that are in their 60s still snowboarding and skiing. So
Oh yeah.
I think I've got some time, but it's definitely, I mean, how cool would it be to sneak your drone on there? I don't even know you could fly there. You probably can't. But damn, I'd almost want to just do it just for myself, never share the video. Right?
Yeah, who knows what the legality is, but it'd still be cool, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, it would. Like imagine the Skydio there. Like those runs are so just big and open that it would just have so much room to track you.
Yeah. Yeah. So the
did any of that share? Did those share? Did all those pictures share?
Yeah, you showed them all. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I keep forgetting to check. And I've been doing that all night. Keith says losing weight is like the fountain of youth.
And he's also saying that is Zermatt, Switzerland.
Yes, that is it. Yes, that's the name of it. Yeah. Cool. And an electric bike is like a moped or a motorcycle, basically. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I mean, so I always think about that on the electric bike. I mean, I ride motorcycles. I've got a big sport touring bike, and I've got a dual sport, and love all that stuff. And I bought a couple of electric bikes for my wife and I, and we wear those stupid little bicycle helmets. Yeah. And I think, hey, if I crash on that electric bike, what's the difference between that and my motorcycle? Yeah. Nothing. I mean, you're still going 25 miles an hour. Yeah. If you hit a curb, you're dead. That's all. I mean, anyway.
Yeah, I'm pretty guilty about not wearing my skateboard helmet when I do the electric skateboards. I saw someone post in one of the forums today, one of the groups, somebody who fell at a low speed on an electric skateboard, like maybe going like 10 miles per hour or nothing. And he just didn't catch himself correctly. And he had this huge gash in his head. And it made me think, maybe I should wear my damn helmet.
Yeah.
I wear one when I snowboard and I'm on snow, and that's a softer landing than concrete.
Well, speaking of Casey Neistat, you remember when he went through that with his electric skateboard?
Oh, yeah. People gave him a lot of crap about that.
So he started wearing a helmet, and it just looked stupid on his vlogs. So he just quit doing it.
Yep. But, like I've been skating my whole life, and helmets weren't what I wore when I skated as a kid. It was knee pads. Because to fall, there's actually a point of your skateboarding, you learn on a half pipe how to fall, right? And even how to fall if you're not on a half pipe. Yeah. There's certain ways to fall where you roll or lie or slide on your knees. And if you have knee pads on, then you're sliding on your knees. It's almost like a ride. You actually twist yourself in the air and land on your knees.
So I've seen that in videos. Yeah.
Yeah. The problem is like when it's a sudden stop, like on a skateboard, like old skateboards, you'd hit a rock and your board would just stop and you go flying. These electric skateboards have these big pneumatic wheels, so you can actually go over tons of rocks and you're fine. So you don't really have to worry about that. It would be more that you just sort of lost your balance and you messed up and didn't roll right or something like that. That would be the issue, that quick like that instead of a roll. However, it couldn't hurt wearing a helmet, but the helmets that like a regular skateboard helmet doesn't cover your face. So how much would it really help? I don't know.
Yeah. And not to mention road rash too,
Yeah, Gina is actually the one who made me start wearing a helmet. When I was snowboard, when we first moved here, I didn't used to wear a helmet, but we were visiting and I'd snowboard 2 days a year, maybe, where now I snowboard like 4 days a week, Right. So the odds of me busting my head open or hurting myself went up greatly. And
it's
I can look at the helmet I have now, Marcus, and there are dents and crack lines in it from where it's been hit by my snowboard. Now I'm probably overdue for a new one.
Oh, so I was thinking trees would be the issue there, but you're saying you crash and your snowboard hits your own helmet.
It has. It has, and I didn't even notice it because the helmet kept it from hurting.
Got ya. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
And I do wear a helmet when I ride a motorcycle. Even in areas when I was living in Texas, I didn't wear it quite so much on like my old bobber that I was building because that was more of a cruiser, which is probably stupid. But like if I did any freeway driving or anything that was around cars, I always put a helmet on.
Not only that, I wear a full face helmet, and
that's smart.
Yeah, I like to eat, and I really value my jaw and my teeth.
Yeah, and Keith, I always wear a helmet snowboarding. It's just become part of my setup.
Yeah.
That's the problem I have with the skateboard is I don't do it enough to say, I should probably wear one because I'm not doing tricks on it. So I think of it as a longboard just going to work or just sort of cruising around, you know. And I need to just the helmet I have is a skateboard helmet, so you would still see the face. It's not like what Casey had with a full face helmet. So I don't think it would ruin the vlogs.
Yeah.
And as long as your knees and back hold out, you're good. I have back issues from hell. Like I think it's a mix between being hunched over for 28 years tattooing, as well as I think it was probably about 6 years ago or so. Gina and I were on the carpool lane and everything came to a dead stop. And the guy behind me was on their phone and hit us going 60 miles per hour. And my lower back has been jacked up ever since. I now have a bulge disc, like cartilage all bulged out on a couple of discs and stuff. And it definitely flares up here and there. It has caused a lot of issues already. So I can't imagine how bad it's going to be 10, 20 years from now.
Yeah. That's when you start thinking about, that's when that kind of stuff kind of comes home to roost, so to speak.
100%. Now we've lost a lot of people in here, and I think this is a good time, almost 2 hours, the people who are still here, to give away some free stuff real quick before we call it a night. So let me grab some stickers, and when I come back, I'll bet you there'll be numbers all over the screen already.
Yeah,
so you guys know what to do.
Yeah, but they won't know number between what and what. So, yeah. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Oh, Miss Oz said he's got a flight early in the morning. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah. He's grabbing some stickers.
Yeah, we'll wrap this up as soon as this is done. We'll do numbers. Let's do, what do we got? 30 people in here. Let's do A to Z.
See, Sunrise, he thought he was getting ahead of the game there.
Oh, A to Z. Choose a number. and Gina, I'm wrapping it up after the sticker thing. All right, we're just waiting. Oh, I need to change this over from top chat to live chat so I don't get them in the wrong order. And I'm going to put the letter in the private chat to you.
Okay.
So you see it.
So I'll be looking.
And we'll see if it's already come. I see it. So everybody
There
stop.
it is.
Everybody stop. And you can verify the four-eyed canine.
Exactly.
Is that the first one you see as well?
That's the first one I see.
And I will show you what you just won because I didn't even show it to anybody yet. I just said giving things away.
Yeah, but Sean, it's you. They know they're going to get something cool.
You got a cool one. You got the skull with the roses.
Hell yeah.
Very cool sticker right there. Custom drawn. Also on shirts if anybody wants one. Speaking of shirts, we'll save that for another time. I got another sticker. We got the drone one. The one I'm wearing on my shirt right here. We'll end the show with that, and then we'll wrap this up after that. The black and white version. I have a smaller version, and as soon as these are out, I have new stickers I'm working on. I've shared it before. I don't have it with me. I'd share it right now. A sheet I'm working on that's sort of like a Mr. Potato Head sheet where you can mix and match the drone eyes and mouths and create your own little fun little thing out of it. That's what I'm working on. That's why it's taking so long because it's real. I've made so many, they don't all fit, right? So like the one sheet is really small, so it wouldn't work really for your goggles. So now I have to make another sheet or individuals just for goggle eyes or bigger drone eyes for a bigger drone. So there's a lot of like ways I'm trying to do it without it being like a big piece of paper. I'm trying to make it so everything just fits in an envelope. All right, let's see. Second sticker. Oh, and just so before I do the second sticker, let me put this in the chat. To email me your address, WorldofOzz@yahoo.com. I made a separate email just for this recently because I get so many emails for work and other things in my other email that I was using. Yeah, so this is a new email dedicated just to YouTube so far. And go ahead and send me your mailing address, and I'll stick that in the mail tomorrow for you. And let's do 50 through 100 for this last sticker. And I'll send that number over to you.
Got it.
Okay, there we go. So let's see what everybody does. There's a little delay, and then we'll see what everybody's guessing here. And they go right to. I only chose 69 that one time.
He goes right for it, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. No, don't see it yet.
Not yet.
I love doing this, and I have more stuff I want to do, like with giveaways. I really want to give back to the community with more products.
Yeah.
Like people send me stuff to review, and I don't need to keep all this stuff. You know, I want to give it back. I don't see it yet.
Not yet. No, we're
I saw one really close one. I don't want to give away what it is.
We got close, but not yet.
Yeah, it's interesting because I was doing shows and the same people were winning every time.
Every time,
which is cool. I don't mind sending it out to whatever. It's a stamp, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But I haven't seen it yet. Ooh, another really close one.
Another close one. Yeah, yeah. We're trying to give you guys clues, but
let's see. They'll get it. They'll get it.
They'll get it. Yeah, they'll get it. Yeah.
Jason, 50 to 100. Yes, it's in there somewhere.
Oh, we got a really close one, but not quite.
Did we? I missed it. Let's see. My goodness, everybody's guessing the same numbers.
Yeah,
that's got to be hard to pay attention to everybody else's guesses. We get.
I mean, they're getting close. They're so close. So
close. There's a few in a row that were super close.
Oh yeah. Come on, guys. You can.
The problem is, by the time they hear what we said, the delay on the thing, they'll think it's something else.
Yeah.
Jason, what are you doing with 38? It's definitely okay. Do we need to give them a hint? I'm really surprised that no one's. I've never had it last this long.
They'll get it. Come on, we've been close. They're gonna get it.
Oh, that was close
again.
There's two really close.
All the way around.
Oh my God! They're just they're like one number off.
One number off. Yeah.
Like both sides of it. They've been on both sides of that number.
Yeah.
And there's one number off again.
Yeah.
Up and below. And above.
Yeah. They're surrounded.
That's so close.
Yeah.
So they keep thinking that they're so close again. I can't believe it hasn't been caught.
Yeah. You would think by accident by now. Huh?
Yeah. So close. Like they're like 1 to 2 numbers off constantly here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't believe someone hasn't just started typing in every single number yet.
Yeah. And we're probably going to get there. There's another really close one.
So close.
Another close one. They surrounded it again.
This is crazy.
Yeah, they surrounded it. We had one on both sides of it again.
Let's narrow it down. So what did I say? 50 to 100. Let's say 70 through 90. Does that give you that narrows it down a little bit?
Okay, there you go. Right? Yeah. 70 through 90. No, come on, guys.
70 through 90.
70 through 90. So all those 50s that you're typing in are wrong.
Yeah, well, that's delayed. They probably hadn't heard yet. So close yet again.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's just.
Did you see it? Nope. Close though. I can't believe how many close ones.
One off.
That's so crazy. I figured that would be it. That they would get it in a heartbeat, like as soon as we narrowed it down.
Yeah.
Am I gonna have to narrow it down again?
You might another one off.
I'm gonna remember this number. This is the magic number to make people.
That is a magic number. Nobody's getting it.
That's insane.
I think you have to narrow it down again. I think you ought to give them a 10 number range, and I'll bet we get it.
All right. It's in the 80s. There you go. It's in the 80s. The only number in the 80s no one's said.
Nobody has written down yet.
My gosh.
No.
And
no.
Oh, come on.
Come on. No.
This is crazy.
No.
How has no one got it yet?
Nope.
I don't understand.
In the 80s, guys. What number in the 80s haven't you typed yet?
How is this possible?
I think they're messing with us. I think that's what's going on.
Oh my gosh!
Well, that was kind of close.
Did I miss it? No.
We haven't seen it yet.
It's 10 numbers. How is no one got it,
guys? They're messing with us, Sean. It's got to be.
I don't understand how this is not possible.
Yeah, it is evidently.
Right?
Look at is.
And it keeps going.
Yeah,
It's
just
10
keeps
numbers
going.
and no one's
It's
got
in
it.
the 80s, guys. It's in the 80s.
So close. Like one number, one number, one number, one number.
You didn't drone shots. You didn't do them all.
You might want to do them all again because we didn't see it yet.
Yeah. And we're both looking at it.
Yeah, I'm in live chat. I am definitely in live
Yeah,
chat.
I'm in live chat too. Yeah, it's in the 80s. So you started at
Is there a
80.
block on our screen? Because every number except that one I've seen.
Yeah, start at 80 and go to 89 and you'll get it.
It's not 89. It's not 80. It's not 83. It's not 87. It's not 89.
My wife is yelling at the background.
It's
They still haven't got
definitely
it.
not 75.
They're messing with it. They know what it is. They're purposely messing
It's
with it.
got to
I'm
be.
telling you.
It's-
Yeah, there
boom,
it
there it
is.
is. Although he answered all of them at once, so we can't count it.
You can't.
But it is. I do see it, so it is
I do
working.
see it, so it's there.
Let's see. I just get a text. It doesn't count if they're all together,
You
but it
can't
is
do it
showing
if you just do them all at once, Leonard.
Okay, so Gina just said that she actually answered it with the right answer.
I did not see that.
I did not either.
Yeah, and I'm staring right at.
There's got to be a block on it. How in the hell would that be? Does YouTube have a block on that? Okay, everybody stop. Everybody stop for a second. We're going to figure this out because everyone keeps saying they did them all. The number was 88, and on our screens, Marcus is in mine. The only time 88 showed is if it was done in a row with everything. So
Yeah.
I want to see if anyone can look back on your live chats. We'll probably do another number because this obviously didn't work out. But I didn't see 88 once.
Not
by
once.
itself.
And,
Like,
and
I'm
I was
looking-
looking at.
and
Pyro
what's
said
weird
he
is-
did 88 a long time ago. I'm telling you, I didn't see it.
And Gina just said she said 88. And here she said somewhere in the chat as I scroll up, she said, I said it. But if I scroll up, I don't see her name again anywhere saying 88, like at all, or any number.
Yeah.
So there
I'm
is a
scrolling
block.
back.
YouTube has a block on the number 88.
Yeah, I'm scrolling back and I do not see it.
Why would YouTube block the number 88?
I don't know.
Right? Like, does anyone in the chat actually, are they able to scroll up and see 88? Let me see if I put 88. Does anyone see it? I just typed it in the chat myself. Why in the hell does 88 not show?
It says drone shots was first on 88. I'm just telling you.
Okay, I'm going to take whoever's word. I'm going to let you guys in the chat, if you can see it, and you guys can actually see it, and you guys all verify who won, I'm totally cool with that. Can you see it on yours?
I let me tell
She
you.
just came in with her phone, and on her chat, it shows it. Look at this. Not a single 88 shows anywhere.
I'm in my pajamas, so I'm trying not to be all
But look, it doesn't show anywhere. That's bizarre, huh? Like on our screens and Marx's as well,
weird.
the 88 never showed, like by anybody. That's why we were sitting there tripping out. Like everybody.
I
gets
see
everything
drone
but-
shots has a 78.
Yeah,
He has
it's
an
weird. 'Cause
80.
89 would show, 87 would show, but 88 does
He's
not
got
show.
an 89. Drone shots has an 89. I don't.
But I tried. Gina just showed me her chat, and it does show on
Right here,
hers.
there's my second time, 88. And I
Can you?
want my
Who do you
prize.
see as the
No
first
one
person?
else said it.
Oh, so
I was
Oh,
the
that's
first one,
interesting.
yeah.
So on her screen, looking
only
at
shows
Gina's
mine.
chat, it only shows her 88. She can't see it on her phone by anybody else.
That is weird.
That is so weird. YouTube has a block on the number 88.
Why?
Why
I don't
would
know
that
why.
be?
Is it a gang thing? So do we need to do another number, or does everybody agree?
I'm going to type in 88 and see if it shows up.
So
okay,
did
I
anyone
just-
see that I just posted 88?
I didn't see your 88, but I saw mine. Did you see mine?
No, I don't.
Right after Julio Morales.
Whoa!
Right.
We just found a weird YouTube thing.
That is bizarre.
88 not show on YouTube chat.
That is flipping weird.
Yeah, that is. You know what? I I'm going to show everybody. I can share my chat screen. Let me see if I can share the chat screen. I want people to see this because this is really weird.
So you said you typed in 88.
Yeah, I did. You didn't see it?
Don't see it.
That's so weird. Okay, so here's the chat screen, right? Can you see it?
Yeah.
So now I'm going to type in 88 and it shows you there, right? You see it on yours though?
I do not see it on mine. I see it on yours,
hell?
but I don't see it on mine.
Right? Right? Okay, so now everyone in the chat realizes we're not fucking with them.
That is bizarre.
We found a weird YouTube glitch. That doesn't make. Okay, Pyro says 88 is a white supremacy thing. That would explain it, but at the same time, that is really weird that it'd be banned.
Yeah.
Like
Didn't
just
know
for
that.
a number.
Yeah, didn't know that either. We must be dumb. I did not know that.
Yeah, I had no idea. Not really. An 880, that would make sense. You could see that. That is okay. So yeah, see, look, up 88, boom.
Well,
88, boom. Three in a row, and you guys still can't see it on your screens, right?
No.
Wow. So there's no way for anybody in the chat to know who actually did it first then.
Yeah.
So let's go back to A to Z. We got to give this sticker away and call it night. So A to Z again. Let's see. We'll do. Here we go. I'm going to write that. I don't know of any letters that would be prevented. So I'm going to send that there to Marcus, and he's going to help me watch.
Got it.
We'll get this done. That is bizarre.
That was really weird. Nothing yet. There it is. Fly
All
zone
right.
drones.
That's it. Fly zone drone. You got the letter F. So you win the sticker.
And F stands for we don't know what the F happened with that 88.
Yeah. Well, it's got to be the white supremacy thing. I never knew about that. I haven't known anything about any supremacy of anything. So
Don't know anything about it, and I don't want to either.
yeah, that's a whole subject I could bitch about for hours, but we'll keep that off of this. F it was, and I'm seeing here that where was it?
Michael,
Drone Shot says yes, I did, but like changing it from live chat, you can see it right there, top chat to live chat. I don't see why that would switch it and show 88. 88s work, but see, I can't.
When they put an apostrophe after it, or something. But.
So now this is now in top chat. I'm going to do 2 in a row, just out of curiosity. Do you see it on your chat?
No.
Nope. Yeah. So that's really weird. So yes, a lot of people had it. Drone Shots. Gina showed me her chat. She walked in here and showed it to me, and hers was first on her chat because the only one she could see was hers, and she was not in live chat. So live chat or top chat, it's a blocked thing. So
that was weird. It was blowing our mind. How could they not get it? Oh, that was crazy. Yeah. Anyway, Michael at Fly Zone Drones is a good dude, so I'm glad he got the F.
So Leon says, you lot are stupid, and he can't fly. Oh, no clue if he's trying to be funny or if he's just a douche. All right. Yeah, spelling it out shows. But yeah, that's we got it. So you know where to send me the email. Fly Zone right there. That one. And I am going to be working on my website this summer too, I think. Sunrise, I don't know why you see anybody others. Did you see mine? Like you saw in the chat here, I posted it over and over and over, yet other people couldn't see it.
And I couldn't, and you couldn't see mine when I typed it in. So
and it's just not fair if half the people can't see it and they thought they were first.
Yeah.
So we just redo it again, which is what we did. So my apologies. We will never use 88 again.
Ever
again. It doesn't work. All right. Let me remove that screen off of here.
Sean, I got birthday cake waiting for me.
Yeah, you tell me. You got anything you want to close with? Since it's your birthday, I'm going to make you big here, so you can take the screen, say thanks to everybody, and check yourself out, and let everybody know where you're going with your channel.
Yeah, no, thank you everybody for the birthday wishes. It really does mean a lot. And man, I got a lot of love from the drone community today, and thank you so very much. And where am I going with with my drone channel? Listen, I found that the sweet spot for me is kind of the mid-price drones. I really like the mini drones, like Sean does as well. And you know, that's where my channel is going to be. I'm going to focus in on those kind of mid-price drones, you know, from like say $1,200 down to, you know, well, heck, I even have those $150 drones. I'd like to get away from those cheaper drones. That, quite frankly, we talk about doing this for fun, and they're just not that much fun to mess around with. So probably see less of those. And anyway, the point of it is, you know, you just got to have fun doing it, and that's what I do. And there you go. Thank you so much, Sean, for having me on this evening, and thank you for helping me celebrate 65 years.
Yeah, man, it was great having you. I appreciate you coming. I'm gonna let you go, and then I'll wrap this show up. You go enjoy your birthday cake, and again, happy birthday, Marcus. Thanks for joining me.
Much. Good night, everybody.
All right, and real quick before I wrap it up, you guys can't see that, but right there, Sunrise Water Media posted 88, and on Gina's phone, it showed for half a second, and then it switched in front of her eyes to message retracted. Very strange thing. We found out about 88 tonight on the YouTube. I appreciate everybody joining, those who stayed this late. I will check the email tomorrow and get these stickers sent out to you. My next live stream is scheduled to be, let me find out here. We're looking at not next Monday or the Monday after, but the first Monday of June, which is the 7th. So Monday, June 7th is my next live stream. I hope you guys will join me. I'm going to see if I can find someone to join us to do another interview on how they got to where they are on YouTube and where they might want to go, as well as talk about drones, GoPros, action cameras. Hopefully by then all I've gotten the go-to in my possession and had a little fun time with that. Make sure you guys stay tuned for upcoming videos. I think you will enjoy the GoPro 9 versus the Max. It's a real world test, and it's done at Vail Snowboarding Resorts for the whole thing. So it's really going to compare that field of view and the stability between those two cameras and the benefits of 360 versus hero mode versus the benefits of the higher resolution or frame rates and all that kind of stuff that the GoPro 9 offers. And I will definitely make a video when the house is finalized, letting everyone know where I'm at and what I'm doing with all that. But for now, the title has been started. The process for the title has been started. The earnest money is down. So I think it would just be me at this point backing out, which I'm not planning to do. So things should be okay. I should have a roof over my head. I appreciate those who were concerned. And you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful night. And I'll catch you guys in someone else's live stream soon, because I like to join in and in the chat just like everybody else does. So you guys have a great night, and we'll see you later. Do I really need it to be 30 seconds of stuff going on here? I don't know. Maybe we'll just end it on 10.